As Inter Dominion 21 continues to unfold, I caught up with two of its participants to talk about this particular Inter Dominion series, also Inter Dominion's past and their careers which commenced as Bankstown boys some years ago. Well, gentlemen, Darren Binskin and David Aiken joining me before we talk about the past and all those glory days at Bankstown. DJ, just on Inter Dominion, the first round of heats lineup, first of all, congratulations. A wonderful drive, an aggressive drive, an intelligent drive. You must have been delighted with his performance.
Yeah, he went good. It wasn't what I wanted to do, but as the race unfolded, we had to get some points or even try to win, and you had to be up there because, as we know, Luke likes to walk and sprint home, and if you let him do that, he'll beat you every time.
He will strip fitter now. Darren, that was his fourth run back from a spell. A wonderful training performance to get him to this particular stage. An exciting future.
Oh, I think whatever he does this preparation is going to be better than next. If he can stand up, I think, I'm going to have a lot of fun.
Let's go to that point. If he's sound and racing in peak form in a year's time, we're going to see the best of him.
Oh, yeah, the distance is his go-to. So the further the bigger races are, the more he'll come into his own, because being a Derby winner, naturally they progress into the open class because they can run a journey.
David, you must have been delighted with the performance of Malcolm's Rhythm. A wonderful drive by his son Josh, and Max Delight finishing fourth wasn't disgraced.
No, a really good run, both of them. Max Delight, horror draw, 5 off the back line. He ran home really good, got a little shove around the turn, probably cost him a little bit of ground. And Malcolm's Rhythm's just like a professional racehorse, and he gets the opportunities, he's thereabouts.
David and Darren, you've both had wonderful careers up to this point. All started back in those wonderful days at Bankstown. There must be some great memories flowing from that particular venue.
Yeah, no, we had a good time. We were a lot of young guys starting out in the industry, and there's a big group of us, and on and off the track we had a lot of fun.
And Dave, people may forget or may not realise that Bankstown was really one of the hubs of harness racing in New South Wales.
Yeah, well, I went there in 81, and you could hardly get a stable there. There was over 400 horses there, and all the good trainers were there, and all the good trainers stayed there during the carnivals. Vinnie Knight, always stayed there. The Purdens, Jimmy O'Sullivan, they all stayed at Bankstown. Graham Morgan.
One of those great names at Bankstown for decades. The name of Binskin. Darren, no doubt you've got some great memories.
Yeah, I'm just a Klingon. My grandfather and father probably paved the way for me. We all know my dad's deeds. Probably now a lot of the younger people wouldn't know, but he was an outstanding driver. Didn't train many, but he done an excellent job.
And Darren, of course, David just mentioned one of those star trainers to be there was Victorian Vinnie Knight. You had a wonderful association with Vinnie. How many of those champions did you get a chance to drive?
No, I drove them all, track work, and got to drive a couple at the race, Jody's Babe. He missed the flight, and I ended up winning the Ladyship Mile on her. And she ended up coming out and winning in Dominion, our maestro, bag limit. I got the opportunity to work Popular Arm, and he was excellent as well.
What a presence he had, David, even though it was only a warm-up. Standing there watching him at Harold Park trackside, it still made the hairs on your neck just stand up. His presence alone was just magnificent.
Yeah, Vinny had charisma. He run his mouth, which was really good for the press. He'd run his mouth, next minute he'd be saying to me, "Why did I say that?" And I said, "Because that's you, mate." But he was exciting, but he never knew what he was going to do in a race, but he'd always make it a contest.
How hard was he to drive against, David?
Oh no, he was unbelievably aggressive. I remember I took a sit with Gay Adam in the heat of the Dominion on Village Kid on the first night and got second point, so I was wrapped with that. And he said, "Why did you do that for?" He said, "You just let that other horse win the race." And it was his competitive streak. He didn't think that was. He thought second best was not very good at all. I was wrapped. I got second round. I got second points first round, and that was just Vinny.
And what harness racing wouldn't give, Darren, for another Vin Knight?
Yeah, well, like Luke McCarthy is probably a better example. He's aggressive and whatever, great trainer, great driver. I think he's probably succeeds a couple of the Vinny, but Vinny was a bit more crazy, probably the best word.
I would use showman.
Well, crazy and showman. If you went out with him after the trot, you'd say crazy.
I did on a number of occasions. We will go with crazy. But as far as Midnight is concerned, now our maestro won the Inter Dominion 1988 with the great J.E. Binskin in the sulky, but it could have easily been Darren in the sulky, although because you had Corralta Gift engaged.
Yeah, I was offered the opportunity to drive Maestro, and then I got the opportunity to train Corralta Gift, which was one of my favourites. So, I put my favourites in front of probably my brain, probably paid for it. But to me, my dad winning the Inter-Dominion probably be better than what I could do, and I was happy that he did.
Darren, I can still remember the scenes of that night.
Yeah, it was my grandfather's birthday. He was there, my mum was there, my brothers were there, so it was one of them once-in-a-lifetime things that everyone hopefully gets to experience, and my dad got it that night.
You've experienced it, David, trainer of Lenny the Shark.
Yeah, it was, he was a great horse, and I thought I might have got one before him, but we ran a couple of close seconds and a third, but when I got him, he was, I didn't realise you had to have a horse like him to win it in Dominion. The others were nice horses, but he had that X factor.
Of course, Ultra Jet was right up there with him.
Yeah, and we're a little unlucky with Hector JJ in Perth too. He just got beat. He lost his cover at the 800, and he had a shot at winning. But I had my chances, and I was just grateful that we got Lenny.
Any stories about this particular fellow next to us? Now, first of all, he claims to be the youngest of the three of us at 61. Yeah. You checked his brands? Yeah,
no, it's all good. No, Darren and I have been mates for a long time. He stood alongside me at my wedding, and as I said, we had a lot of fun at Bankstown on and off the track. That's not going to leave it at that.
Darren, also, as I said, with Corralta Gift, a wonderful experience for you. Hopefully your Inter-Dominion success story is still to come.
Look, we all live in hope, but you just got to be positive. What's the best thing can happen? You can win, but if you don't, you experience the Inter-Dominion. It's one of the greatest races you can. As a trainer, and David's been so good at it, and he understands it. It's about that last night. I just got beat with our Rainbow Night right on the line, and as long as you have the horses ready, winning is great, but it's the experience of and learning how to train a horse. Despite the fact that you had to leave Bankstown, an area that you love so much, to come to Menangle, you've never lost that passion for harness racing? No, I love the horse. I mean, when I'm said and done, I heard Glenn Boss retire the other day, and he said he wants to be known as a great horseman. That's all I want to do. I don't care if anyone thinks I'm a great driver or a great trainer, but if people think me as a great horseman, I'll be very happy. Well, I think they think that certainly, Darren. Also, now you're a wonderful mentor to the new brigade coming through. Yeah, I've been gifted a position to help the juniors. You got to give back. If you've really enjoyed harness racing, you've got to give back, and hopefully I can. If there's one little thing I can tell those kids that can help them along, I'll be very happy. And Dave, your move from Bankstown to Victoria, was it a tough one? It certainly has been a fruitful one.
Yeah, no, very tough. Having to leave family and friends, and it was a little bit of a struggle personally when I first went down there. Like, it was a big move, different state, but Victorians made me feel welcome from the start. And I'm always a New South Welshman at heart, but it was something that we did. We got a nice farm down there, and we've had a good lifestyle.
It's a wonderful time of the year when Inter-Dominion rolls around, and particularly now that we're back to the three heats into the grand final.
Yeah, particularly when you got a horse in it, which you look at the start of the season, you just hope you got a horse good enough to participate in the carnival. And the one big thing I found out with Inter-Dominion carnivals is the people. When we not so much this year because of COVID and that, but you have people from all states, and the friends you make through Inter-Dominion carnival lasts a lifetime, which is that's one of the special things about the Inter-Dominion.
It's been great to catch up with two boys from Bankstown with this old bloke from Balmain, but we go back about 35 years doing things like this. It's been a wonderful journey, and I hope that journey continues to go.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Yeah, thanks, mate.